Hello everyone, I'm BoDreay Fraser, the lead practitioner here at iHealCollective, and today I'm here with Sam Hopkins, our newest practitioner. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you so much, Bo. Hi everyone, it's really great to be here.
So Sam just finished our first mixed modality course held in Ixtapa, Mexico, and she is a formidable practitioner. Now Sam already came into this with quite a bit of training, but why did you decide to take this course?
I've known Bo for some time, and I've been watching what you guys have been up to at iHeal, and I have done quite a few different modalities in the past, and I just really, looking at the work that's been going on here, I just kind of knew this was going to be the course that brings all of my previous work together and really is the sort of the last key component to bring it into a full mixed modality practice.
And tell us a little bit about how you found the modalities as far as advanced reflexology, Rayner.
As in when we did the course?
Yeah.
I didn't realize the reflexology is really interesting because all I'd known about reflexology before was with the hands and sort of like a reflexology massage, whereas this is advanced reflexology from Thai base, right? Is it kind of Thai based?
Yeah.
And it's using tools, and it goes an awful lot deeper than standard reflexology, and then sort of firstly, having the treatments and feeling the results of that, it's really great for tension release and all sorts of other bits. It's related to all of the organs, so you're looking at Chinese medicine as well, and it all kind of like interlinks. But also, it's really great as a diagnostic tool as well. So that's what I really like about everything that we've done in the mixed modality course, is that I now have these different diagnostic tools to add in, and I found that so helpful.
Yeah, they all kind of come together and just complement each other beautifully.
Yeah.
And how about the Rayner? How did Rayner kind of line up with all the other bodywork courses that you've done?
Yeah, I'm really loving the Rayner because it treats the whole body and all these different tension bands that run like from the feet all the way up the body. So the other modalities I've done concentrate on just like one particular body part at a time. So you might be working on the ankle, the knee, or the sacrum. But this does the whole body in one, and then you can add in the other modalities after if there's areas that need a little bit more attention. But I just think I really love the holistic way Rayner's works, as it's treating the whole body all in one treatment.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Okay, so I'm from London, UK, and I came to Ixtapa in September 21. So I've been in Mexico a couple of years with a little bit of a detour out in Thailand for a while doing some work there. And before I came here, I was a Pilates teacher, and I had a business in the Essex countryside, which was beautiful. But I got into Pilates, I'm trying to remember when I took my Pilates exams, like 2015, I think my exams were. And Pilates was the thing that started me off on my healing journey and sort of brought me into what I would now call my spiritual practices. I wasn't expecting to go into a spiritual kind of world through Pilates. I just thought I was going to fix my back. So before that, I was a florist, and I've been in the creative field since I was 18, window dressing and floristry, and I have my own business. Business was amazing, but it was very stressful, and it really broke my body. So Pilates is what fixed my body.
Which is not like Zumba.
It's nothing like Zumba.
Confession. So Sam told me that she does Pilates. I don't know why. I know a lot about health and about modalities, but for some reason I thought Pilates was like a mixture of like Zumba and planking. Apparently not, and I have been told.
It's really not, and you will be having a session
heard.
soon, right?
What's wrong with Zumba?
I know, I just want to dance around. She won't let me do Zumba.
But it will improve your hips, won't it, Sean?
Sean's already got one.
So it really made me laugh. It's like, Zumba? No. But Pilates is really what started my journey into health and well-being, and I still really love the practice. So if it wasn't for that method, I wouldn't have found everything that I'm doing now. So yeah.
Yeah, you say you were having some problems with your back, so we did a lot of work during the course. How is that going overall?
My back's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good.
it's fine.
Good.
If I don't hold myself in a Pilates way, it can go, but it resolves really quickly because I know what to do with it. So basically it was years of lifting, driving a van around London, all that sort of thing, prolapsed discs and sciatica and all that malarkey. So I was actually in a really bad state, like I was on a cocktail of prescription drugs, using alcohol to numb the pain and all of that sort of thing. And so I finally found Pilates apparatus, which is the machinery.
Okay.
Within 6 months, I was moving. I could put my own pants on, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would sit in the morning before going out, and my boyfriend at the time would have to put my socks and pants on for me.
Oh my goodness.
Until the painkillers kicked in, so I could move. So yeah, it was minging. And so, but within 6 months, I was off of prescription drugs. So it's
That's
amazing.
excellent.
So that method is just beautiful.
That's excellent.
I really love it.
Yeah, it's really bridging all the things that you have together, and I mean that is mixed modality.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it was, so Pilates isn't sort of known as spiritual, but once you start breathing, the breath work, and you connect mind and body, I don't know that you really have an option to not actually tap into
Yeah,
that kind
absolutely.
of work as well. And then so yoga I couldn't do because my back wouldn't tolerate it until about 4 years of Pilates, and now I'm also a yoga teacher as well.
And she's
so
an excellent yoga teacher. I've been to her class.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And so for some reason, when someone's telling you what to do with an English accent, it's always better. It's always better. So you've already had a few patients
have.
since we have finished the course.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about it.
Oh my God, it's so exciting. So I've been seeing a beautiful woman called Deborah, and we've been working with reflexology. And they're long appointments. She's got quite a lot of stuff going on. But it's just the release that's happening, the emotional releases. And what I'm really, because I see energy as well, like I know a lot of us do when we're in this sort of field. And I'm seeing the body release. And like I can see the physical movement and bits and I can see the bands, the Raynaud's bands sort of moving, but I also see energetically, like the other day we were working on her hands and I could see this sort of pulsing through her arm, and I was like, oh, this is just incredible. And the way the joints let go just from holding a tool in place.
I love that when it's like,
whoa,
yeah, it's the
so
coolest
cool.
feeling. And I found, like, I did the Thai massage and other modalities as well before this. I don't know that I've ever found something that is so interesting. When I was doing massage, it kind of almost became mechanical for me. Like, it's like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, a little bit longer where it hurts. But this is just a fascinating field. Like, I'm always intrigued in my job. Like, I'm always watching these crazy releases and these tension bands and the energy move. And it's profound. And it's something that just keeps me as a practitioner so centered, grounded, and inspired.
Yeah.
Like nothing else ever has.
It's super interesting, and I'm really drawn to trauma release as well, and I've done a lot of work with that, with the body work that I've done in the past, and I've had really amazing results, and now I'm just really excited to bring this in and see where this takes it as well. I've actually had a full pelvic release with Bo, and that was just another level of release, and it's amazing. And what I love about this work is the level of trust that you build with your client, and how, and you get to, like, I'm not fixing you or healing you, I'm facilitating a space that enables you to release anything that's trapped in your bodies. And it's like, what I love as well is, like, you can literally just be pressing in someone's toe and they'll suddenly get a flashback of a memory and release this stuff, and you're like, just got a little thing in your toe.
It's like you're this
incredible.
conduit to this
it's beautiful.
incredible internal release system. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, and my first trauma release was actually done by Asia, and then I had another one done by Karina, both Rainer instructors. I believe both of them will be down in Mexico this year for our next course. And the biggest thing, it was, we bury a lot of our things. I was like, oh, I'm good, I'm doing well. And then we get into this trauma release. And it was like this elephant that I didn't know that was sitting on my chest was gone. And there was laughing, crying, screaming, probably some swearing, all of this range of emotions that came out. And after, I was a different person. And the ability to be able to bring other people kind of through that and hold their hand and bring them to that next level, you can see changes in people. Like, their face changes.
Oh my God, the face is just, when people... It's just a glow that appears on people's faces, and people lose years as well. They literally leave the room looking 10 years younger. And just the lightness is just insane.
It's mind-blowing. I think we should start taking pictures like before and after, even just the facial changes, because it is so crazy.
That would be beautiful. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So where do you see yourself going with this? And are you going to stay in Mexico? What's going on here?
I love Mexico.
Yeah, I love it
Mexico
too.
has my heart.
Freedom!
Right, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm staying here for the time, like I've got no plans to go anywhere right now. I'm super excited to be working at the clinic with you and just really sort of bringing all of my skills together. And I know I'm just going to continue learning by being around you and being at the clinic, which is really, yeah, it's a really beautiful thing. So I just feel like it's a really lovely, safe space for me to really explore and bring my intuition. We were talking, I'm quite OCD, and I'm quite I like things quite regimented, and Bo works in quite a different way.
We balance order and chaos.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be quite fun, actually. But it's going to be really great for me because normally I have to learn the rules and then I can break them. And it's not the same with Rainer's. It's not so methodical.
No.
It's more intuition straight away. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of bodywork courses, they spend so much time trying to correct you when your intuition is guiding you. And really what we're trying to do with iHeal is encourage you to follow your intuition, obviously making sure that you're doing things that, keeping people safe, making sure that, parts of the body are protected, making sure we don't cross any boundaries and lines, but also not, inhibiting our practitioners by too many rules and regimens, because you're going to develop your own system, you're going to develop your own way to do this. And I really think that anytime you learn a modality or anytime you learn a trade, anytime you're learning from anyone, take what works for you and then you go with that and you leave the rest behind. So I really try to facilitate that with my practitioners.
Yeah.
This is, iHealCollective, that's what it is. It's a collection of practitioners who have found their own way with the support of others to really develop what they see and what they want for their clients and their future growth, not being so black
regimented.
and white. Yeah.
It's really lovely as well because there's a collection of practitioners that we can all help each other. Everyone has a different skill set and a different way of working. And so I really love this bit about this. If I've got a client and there's something that I don't feel is right for me to work with them, I can call Megan and say, I need your help with this. So we all work together, and that's where I love the collective. And I think that's what the world really needs right now, is that we all come together and work together, because it's all just a little bit screwed up.
Yeah, well, there should be no ego in healing. If I'm not the right practitioner for you, I'm going to find who is. All the energies are different for different people, right? And I'm not a chiropractor. I'm not a traditional Chinese medicine doctor, So there's no shame in passing the buck.
Exactly, in terms of our different modalities and skill sets, but also our personalities as well.
Absolutely.
It's I would say I definitely come with a softer edge.
Yes, than me.
Generally, and then Bo comes with something very different. So depending on the person, and the other thing is, it's never one size fits all, and that's something that I'm really, really passionate about, because we don't all work the same, and so we've got all of these different tools, and then we just select the ones that are right for that particular client. So it's not this, we do this first and then this and then this. It's completely intuitive and holistic.
Yeah. And Sam's also be coming with us for the convention tours this year, to the Greater Reset, to Anarchapulco.
Super excited.
It's amazing, the networking we get to do there, because really, my vision for iHealCollective is really have practitioners everywhere. That way, anywhere you go, you refer back to us. Where's my iHealCollective practitioner? And at least we're going to start in Mexico, and we're going to work our way around the country and kind of, people go to Mexico for healing. Right, and it's kind of a double-edged sword here. I mean, there's not as much oversight, which is awesome for a lot of us practitioners, that we fail to be able to do what we want to do because there is that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that can be taken advantage of. So we really, I see a lot of these like health spas and that kind of thing. You go in for one thing, and all of a sudden you have a $50,000 bill of things you didn't need. Now I really want to come the other direction of that. Being able to give clients what they need at an affordable rate. That's going to change their lives. We're not selling anything that you don't need, and we're not pushing anything upon you, or taking advantage of that in any way. Because I think it can go that way in Western health, it can go that way in Eastern health, or alternative health, or traditional health, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I really want to, come correct on that. I want to stay above reproach.
And it's like we are just facilitating healing. So we're going to give you the tools to go and become your own healer. I think that's the biggest difference. We're not here to heal you and keep you coming back. Our aim is you come in and we do what we can and work with you, and then you go off and you continue. And then you're not just constantly trying to go to a practitioner. You shouldn't be coming back every week for a really extended amount of time. It depends on what's going on for you, what do we need to achieve, and then can we send you away with the tools that you need to be your own healer.
Absolutely. I've seen Sam go over quite a kind of a big journey in the last 2 years. There's been some ups and some downs. What was some of the more challenging parts?
my own healing, I guess. Yeah, definitely. So I came to Mexico to do a course and then ended up staying. And I am known as a little bit of a course junkie, I must admit. I just love learning,
Of course.
right? And I'm also a magpie. What's the next new shiny thing? But I'm actually now feeling really grounded with this course, particularly bringing everything together. So I'm really looking forward to being settled and really mastering my modalities and bringing them together in my way. But yeah, the hardest thing, oh my goodness, all of it. But it's really beautiful as well. Nutrition-wise, I think detoxing was possibly one of my hardest things. And breaking addictions, for sure. I've definitely been a functioning alcoholic backwards and forwards. And I had my hedonistic years as well in the UK, which was all numbing. But yeah, and I really feel like I've come to a place of balance with all of that, which feels amazing.
Yeah.
I've sorted my microbiome out, which was a rocky old ride. And just finding me, really, and finding who I am on the inside and being happy in my own home. And also what you were saying about the releases and stuff that you've had. If a practitioner hasn't done the work, then how can they help you? How can they facilitate the space for you?
Yeah,
that's the
you
biggest
have to have
importance.
some of your ducks in a row. I mean, you're never going to have all your ducks in a row. Sometimes they'll be across the street, but you have to have some of them going forward. I mean, there is the paradigm of the wounded healer, and I think the wounded healer are the most powerful healers because of the people that have gone through this. You know, for me, I had suffered a lot of athletic injuries. I have my own battles and my own hedonistic years, and, you know, my struggle of finding acceptance within myself. I had to go through that. You know, and because what starves you carves you, you know, and you get to this place where you're able to facilitate it for other people. But if you don't go through that first, and you don't honestly and really go through that, everything's surface level.
Absolutely. And we're never, you know, we're all continually peeling the layers, or whatever phrase you want to use. And I'm still there. But one thing that I was talking to a friend, and I've been watching a few bits and pieces recently, some different spiritual teachers, talking about the spiral going up. And so I don't know if we ever get rid of stuff completely. But you have a level of it when you first start, and it's really heavy and yucky, and you have to really go through that. But then, and you'll come back to these different traumas or triggers, but you're coming up a spiral. So each time, as long as you're doing the work, I mean, you can choose to stay down there in that nasty circle of shit, or you can gently come up through this spiral. And each time you hit one of those triggers, you can then recognize it and go, okay, so I need to go and do some work in there. What worked for me last time with this particular trigger? Do I need to revisit those tools? Is there something else? And you can be really mindful within that and just go, oh, that's interesting, that's back again. But it's not as, you can then respond rather than react. So we're definitely, well, I know I'm definitely not saying that you will be fixed, you will be able to fix yourself completely. But it's a continual growth path. You
have to start the shadow work.
Yeah.
And that shadow work is confronting those parts of ourselves that we find unbearable, that we find ugly, that we find this. And, you know, we all have a little girl, a little boy inside where we're really there to hold that inner child's hand and lead them through that, because you have to confront that, you know, that ugly stuff. And it will make you more grounded, and it will give you the ability to help other people through that, which I think is our job, you know, inspiring the possibility in life and purpose in people, because our life is not about the pursuit of happiness. Life is about the pursuit of purpose.
Yes, I love that.
And I think that we really find ourselves in the service to other people.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you need to become depleted, that you know, we do this thing where we become, we take on too much, right? And we become this martyrs for this, and everything's sacrifice. No, it shouldn't be done out of sacrifice. But when your cup is full, you really find what I would say, your purpose in serving other people, in helping them and holding their hand and bringing them through that.
And you really can't do that unless you are working on yourself. And it's a continual thing. And actually, recently, in the last 6 months, I've been traveling. I didn't continue with some of my practices. I was feeling quite stressed and overwhelmed. I went into a different role, and I noticed the wheels fall off. Not completely, but enough for me to go, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And I had to come back to my practices, and it's taken a little while, but I have them, and I know they're there, and I think that's really, really important, that you you might not practice these tools and these protocols every day, because I'm also an anti-rule girl. I don't like the rules. So it kind of interrupts my freedom value. But it's knowing that you've got them there, but giving yourself the time to go back into your practices when you need to as well. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm not the most disciplined person day-to-day life too, but, you know, living that balance in life. I believe in 80-20. 80% of I put my body is amazing. I often have a little fun with the other 20%.
I think we have to have fun for
You
the
too,
20s.
because you have
It's
to
got to
live.
be about the joy.
Yeah,
Like, otherwise,
right?
what's the point?
I
There's
know.
enough crazy
I
in
know.
this world right now. We've got to have some joy. I love the 80-20. But there is a time where you have to go full on
There is,
in
absolutely.
to correct certain things. You think about the amount of years that we've been filling our bodies with toxins, and that's not just what we eat, but it's everything that we consume, our thoughts and all of that sort of thing. We have to go in and do the deep, deep work, but we can do that in
absolutely.
phases as well. You don't have to, you know, I did it in a quite a dramatic way, and I came and I stayed and I went through it all in one go. But like I said, everyone's different, and we all have different responsibilities and different a different way of doing things. So you can come in and out with this as well, and just do it in waves of what suits you.
Absolutely, and it's interesting within with the work that we do. I always get this question, well, how long is this going to take? It's like, if you have been dealing with the same problem for 30 years, this chronic issue, I'm not a wizard. You know, how long it's going to take is to depend on you.
Yeah.
Your willingness, your ability to do your homework, your ability to find balance and centeredness, your ability to confront the mental, the physical, the spiritual, the emotional. So that is really your own journey. You know, no matter how good your practitioner is, how long it's going to take to heal, it's up to you, and it's your commitment to yourself, really.
Yeah, and it can't just be you come in once a week or one time, and think that that's that. It's a continual path of self-love and self-care that is required. Otherwise, you just go back into old patterns.
And if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
You have nothing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So I really love this work, and it does give me so much purpose, but it is hard. It is challenging. What are some of the challenges that you've had just with the all the modalities that you're doing in your journey to getting here?
I think maintaining consistency in certain areas when you're doing your own healing as well. It's like, because we're in and out in our own healing journeys, which if we weren't, we wouldn't be the practitioners that we are. But it's balancing that. And I think the majority of us that do healing work are doing it because of our love of being in service. And then we forget about ourselves quite easily. And then we have to have a little reset. So it feels a little bit in and out sometimes.
And it's kind of always like that.
I don't think that changes.
No, I think it's constant reset. And the funny thing is, I was thinking about this over the last year, is like, I always seem, not always, but often I seem to attract people that are dealing with a problem that I have myself, or a problem that I had myself. And then I'm having to coach them through it. So it's instrumental to the universe and its teachings that, you know, now I'm telling them, or, you know, leading them to a way where they can assist themselves in finding the answer. At the same time, you know, what's coming out of my mouth is always, well, I should probably do that too.
Absolutely. I love that. Whenever I'm coaching myself as well. I like you, I say certain things and I'm like, oh yeah, I really need to do that for myself.
And then you have to. And then it makes you, because you're like, well, if not, I'm a hypocrite.
You can't have to be authentic in what you're doing, right? So
it's bad management.
It's really interesting. But I always think we end up teaching what we need as well.
Yeah.
It's like, especially if I'm teaching a class, I'll end up doing a certain kind of breath work, and afterwards I'll be like, oh, I needed that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So teach what we need.
And it was interesting. We were doing a Kundalini during the course at Alice led actually, and there was a moment, you know, when we were doing, I think, a breath of fire. Don't remember, but she's like, the minute that you want to stop is the minute that you need to keep going.
She's tough.
She is tough. She is tough, and I think that is words of wisdom for anything that comes with the medical practices that we are doing, because a lot of the work we do is challenging.
It's really challenging.
Yeah, but the minute that you're like, I want to give up, if you just keep going, if you just plow your way through, the results, the leveling up that happens, it's astounding.
It is amazing. And I think having a practitioner that has been there and done it, and who can say, I know, and this is going to be worth it, trust me, because I've been through it myself, that's what really helps people come through. And with the reflexology, there's like this time of a spike where the intensity goes, like, shoots up. And it's that's the magic, that's the gold. So if you can help your client breathe through that, release, let go, make noise, whatever it is they need to do, that's when the biggest releases come. And it's the same with the Kundalini. It's at that moment of, I can't do anymore, is the moment. And then the release comes, and it's amazing.
I know, it's so awesome. And with the reflexology especially, I really encourage my students, make my students, do a lot of self-reflexology so that we are feeling how, we are interacting with the client, what that release feels like, the contextualization, the changes of that. And it almost becomes a little bit of an addiction. That's a pretty good addiction. There is not one night that I'm not, lying in bed before I go to sleep that I'm not releasing something, because it's like this endorphin rush and high. It's like my new drug, my juice for my reflexology.
It's
It's
really cool, actually, and just I've found this tool which I love. So it's such a cool tool.
It is.
Oh, I wish I could show it.
Sean, sorry, the cats, that doesn't seem safe.
We've got two kitties.
We've got two kittens running around, and they're adorable. Little monkeys.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
They are.
Yeah, and it's like you can, for the reflexology, what I love, Bo's got this like shell. Oh, here's the kitty baby.
This is our new kitty. This is Monkey. Hello, Monkey. Yeah.
So Bo's got like a shell hook tool, which is really cool. So now I'm finding myself looking out for tools.
It's actually a bone.
Is it a bone?
Yeah, it's a curved fish bone. I know, it's like everywhere you're walking on the street, you're looking at the flea markets. I'm always looking for tools. It's one of my hobbies. my low-key torture tools.
It's low-key torture. It's one of my new hobbies. It's very exciting.
It is.
But, oh, hello.
Oh, okay.
Gorgeous.
Okay, she's got things to do.
This is the most beautiful little kitty.
She is.
Honestly.
Yeah, you're a sweetheart. We'll just do a show about cats.
Why don't we do that?
I would love that. We'll probably have a bigger audience.
There are lots of cats here in Mexico.
Oh my God, so many
My mum
cats.
feeds 7.
Right? I don't even tell Sean how many cats I feed. Come to Mexico if you want some cats.
Oh, little sweetie.
She really is the star of the show.
Oh my God.
Beautiful. All right, so we're not.
Stuff coming up.
Yeah, we've got. It's really hot. It's like midday in Mexico, so we're not gonna make this too long. But we do have some stuff coming up. We've got our next Rainer course in October 13th to 21st. It's gonna be at the Amaza Hacienda Eden, which we actually got to work at.
So beautiful.
Oh man, and the energy there.
Yeah, it's really lovely.
It's absolutely magical. Actually, I think it's might be my favorite place in Mexico. There's a lot of amazing places, but that place, and Jess and Josh that own it are absolutely fabulous people. The food there is organic. It's amazing. They will be making things to encompass every diet plan. And just the, like I said, the energy at that place. It's just, as soon as I walk into Hacienda, I'm just like, everything melts away. And Karina and her team are coming up to teach the Rainer course as well, assisted with me. And Sam's going to be there as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely wonderful. And October is such a beautiful time of year to come. And this Rainer is something that anyone can do. You know, if you're looking for a new career, something that is recession-proof, that's interesting when it comes to our industry. You know, we have things like AI is taking over this and this, or, you know, the global economy. Well, there's always going to be sick and broken people, unfortunately. Yeah. So there'll always be a market for this. So if you're looking for a career change and something that's uplifting, something that gives you purpose, this is fabulous. And unlike the mixed modality course, which I prefer to have people that have some experience with bodywork in the mixed modality, because there's so much to learn in that. The Rainer is kind of in itself a mixed modality. It brings in massage and bodywork practices from all over the world and melds them together into a pioneering way of doing this. It's absolutely incredible. It changed that and reflexology were the biggest things that changed my practice. Then I started building it with all the other tools that I had. So I really, really encourage you, or maybe you're a massage therapist or a body worker already that's not getting the kind of lasting results that they need from their clients. And we do this happens all the time, and, you know, being in Thai massage and things, you know, you're treating, you know, the knee hurts, so we treat the knee, and they keep coming back week after week after week. It might feel better for a little bit, but we're not correcting the root of the problem. Well, this is going to give you the skills as a bodywork practitioner, as a massage therapist, to actually correct the root of the problem and give lasting results. You know, our goal is not to see you in our office every week for the rest of your life. Our goal is to make you better, and then you come in for checkups once in a while. And that's the way that you build a business. And there's no disparity in healthcare. You know, I've seen healthcare practitioners in the past, you know, almost not wanting their clients to get as good as they have. I know, so they would come back after because it's a business. And it's like, you fix someone, they're going to tell everybody.
Exactly.
Right? That is our ultimate goal here. Our ultimate goal is your overall wellness, and that means the physical, the spiritual, the emotional, and the mental. And bring those 4 parts of the body together. Yeah, I'm very excited about this course. I'm very excited to host the Rainer here. They also do one in Puerto Vallarta at some point. And this is Rainer, Mexico. You know, we're bringing this global. And
I have a question. There's aromatherapy.
yeah, Sean has a question. Yes, there is actually aromatherapy day. And the aromatherapy day we do, we're learning to use oils, obviously, for holistic purposes, but we're also kind of teaching people how to use them safely. Essential oils are really powerful, and they should not be ingested. There's only one essential oil that's safe for ingestion, and that's Boswellia sacra, specifically from the Darfur region of Oman. All the rest of them over time will give you stomach ulcers and polyps. So it's giving you a lot of education in that area, and also giving the formulas how to mix essential oils properly and consistently.
The ratios and everything.
Exactly. And that's a fun day, of course, too, after all the crazy body work. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of a day. And actually within this course, as well as within my course, the mixed modality one, it's such good value because not only are you learning a new career, you are also getting insane amounts of body work done to yourself. Body work's would cost you in the thousands of dollars.
It's so lovely. So there was 4 of us on the last mixed modality course, and each of us went through a transformation.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. And what I really love about that as well, and actually all of us were already within this field, so that was a really interesting. There wasn't any beginners in the mixed modality, so we all had a level of body work and understanding of what we were doing. So we were able to hold space for each other, and it was just women coming together. I'm not saying men aren't welcome, obviously.
This course just happened to be for women.
It just happened to be women, and for me, that's one of the really beautiful things as well. When you go on a course like this, you're not just learning how to help other people. There's no way you're not going to leave a different person.
Absolutely. And the transformations that happen are just next level. And we really do keep our class sizes small. I think that I've been to many courses where, there's 40, 50 people in the class, and you don't get enough one-on-one. You don't leave feeling like, you've learned enough to actually even endeavor to facilitate doing this modality. So I really like the small class sizes and the one-on-ones with instructors.
The one-on-one is really great, and also I really like this about your practice. Although I'm quite an organisational format girl, having the freedom to just do and practice and not be corrected every 5 minutes was actually really beneficial.
Yeah, my teaching style is a little bit different that way. Like I said, I've been to other courses where, the minute you're doing something wrong, they're jumping on you. And I give my students a minute, obviously they're not hurting somebody, to kind of figure out what they're doing wrong. They put themselves in a position or their body, and they're like, I can't quite. Instead of me jumping in, I'm going to let them think about that for a minute and then correct it themselves. And then if they need help, I come over and do that. Because I think that people actually learn better that way.
Definitely.
Right? Than feeling like they need to be micromanaged into learning.
And then it also gives you more because you've managed to correct yourself and find the answers for yourself. Like Bo is there. If you need a hand, you can just sort of give us a hand with this, but only once you've had a good old go yourself.
Yeah, or if you've done it over and over and over, we're not going to let you get into bad patterns. But at the same time, I really don't like being micromanaged in any. I'm a bit of a rebel that way as well. And my format's a little bit different. The Rainer's a little different than my format. She's a little more organized than I am. I'm a little bit more free-flowing as an instructor and a teacher goes.
But I think where it is mixed modality, we're learning how to combine everything. Whereas when you're doing the Rainer's massage course itself, that's all you're kind of really focusing on. So I feel that they kind of, that lends to them being different.
Yeah, and if people have the time, I believe we're following this course with a mixed modality course as well for a certain amount of students. And I believe if you really want to get a good handle on having this as a career, you come and you do the Rainer course first, and then you do the mixed modality course after that. It takes you to the next level and gives you all the other modalities to kind of work into it with the diagnostic tools. There's something to be said. Maze cupping, oh my God, lymphatic drainage, sound and vibrational healing is one of my newer fields, and we're just barely scratching the surface.
I know. It is the beginning. The learning starts once you've done the course, really, because you've got all these new tools.
Well, and you never stop learning, actually. I'm still learning every day.
But I think that's someone who is in the healing field is generally that way, because
hope
we're so
so.
inquisitive.
I hope so.
And curious, and there's always new things coming through, and
It's not a stagnant, static job.
have an open mind and be really fluid. And just keep learning. Yeah. I love it.
That's awesome.
It's exciting.
Well, I would encourage all of you that are in the Ixtapa area, they're coming to Mexico, to give Sam a call. She's absolutely a formidable practitioner before she even got into this course, and now with all of these new skills, oh my goodness. She worked on me the other day, and I was having a hard time sleeping for a few days, and there's some weird energetic stuff going on. I slept like a rock.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And she made me cry a couple times.
We had some screaming.
I whined a lot,
It's really
which
good
means
fun.
she's really good. And she's not going to take it easy on you. She's maybe a little bit more than I will, but no, she's absolutely fabulous practitioner, and she's going to be doing some Pilates here, some yoga here.
Yeah, we're doing lots of stuff.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you part of iHeal.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah, it
It's
was
amazing
a
be
dream
here.
to have you ladies in that course. What a perfect course.
So it was a really great bunch, actually.
It will, yeah.
Yeah.
And the next one will be just as good. I
It
believe.
always is.
It really is.
Just different personalities, and everyone brings something different. And I'm really looking forward to being on the next course. I love being in that environment because it's always a different dynamic. And then you learn from other people all the time as well, which
And
I
you learn
love.
so much when you teach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff that,
Totally.
because I do things, but I don't necessarily have ever put it to words before.
Yeah.
At least within the mixed modality, at least. And I had to really contextualize everything. I had to write a textbook.
And then you realise just how much you know.
I know. I wrote
You're
this
like,
textbook, and I'm pulling
"Jeez."
pages out of it because I was like, the course is only 9 days or 10 days, and I had to cut it by half. And I was like, wow, I actually knew more than I thought I did.
Absolutely.
And it's not going to stop here, kids.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Well, I need to get out of this Mexican heat because it is midday, and I can't know if you can tell, but we are sweating everywhere.
We're wearing it well, darling.
We are, darling.
We're wearing it well.
We are. All right. Well, thank you so much for Sean for hosting us, our creative director. He's absolutely fabulous.
Thank
He's been
you,
doing great
Sean.
work. And thank you for all of our loyal viewers and customers and clients and patients. And follow us, share, and like our stuff. I'm really bad at this part. As we know, yay, social media, do that. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Thanks
Thank
again,
you so
Sam.
much, darling. Thanks,
See you soon.
everyone. Bye.
Are you a therapist that is frustrated with short-lived results with your patients? Are you stuck in a career or job that is unstable and leaving you unfulfilled? Listen up.
Mixed modality healers are needed now more than ever before. Not only needed, they're in demand.
Join our comprehensive course and become a certified Rainer therapy practitioner to provide profound, long-lasting results that will supercharge your reputation and attract a grateful client base.
I got on the table for myself. What I experienced was hard to put into words.
Elevate your practice, boost your business, and unlock the power of lasting transformation with Rainer Bodywork Training.
I just experienced, this sounds weird to say because it feels like cliche, but just a really transformative release.
She did a really amazing job. Things were released that had been bottled up that I didn't even know about.
A handful of times in my life have I felt like I've been, kind of transported.
Rainer Therapy is a powerful and transformative experience developed by the esteemed Brandon Rainer, known as the godfather of this modality. Rainer Therapy is a pioneering technique that goes beyond pain management. It is rooted in the ability to release tension and stored emotions from the entire body.
I got off the table and I was just completely different.
By addressing the root cause of the problem, this modality unlocks the body's natural healing potential, restoring your clients the quality of life they deserve.
I love the fact that I can now move into my old age pain-free.
Escape to Hacienda Eden, a paradise on the tropical west coast of Mexico, where nature's beauty blends harmoniously with the transformative power of Rainer Therapy. Learn from our experienced and dedicated instructors who will guide you through every step of your Rainer Therapy journey. With their mentorship, you will gain the confidence and expertise needed to become a skilled practitioner. We believe in the success of our students, so our class sizes are small and intimate, and they fill up fast. So sign up now and join the collective.